Kenya, East Africa's largest economy, faces a significant challenge of unemployment. It is this lack of opportunity that has remained a major concern, especially among the youth who make up over 50% of the population. To address this challenge, the government set up the 1 billion shilling Youth Enterprise Development Fund in 2006.
The initial 1 billion which was given for the fund in 2007 went almost down the drain because we told young people form groups and access the money. They did exactly that. They formed groups and accessed the money. Now the repayment became a challenge.
According to the fund's chairman, an estimated 160,000 youth enterprises have benefited from the fund's 9.3 billion shillings total disbursement as at 31st December 2013. The government also set up the Women Enterprise Fund in 2007, targeting the empowerment of women keen on setting up businesses. But more than 5 years after the establishment of the two funds, it is clear promoting successful women and youth business enterprises requires more than just making cheap funds available.
And not everybody who gets 100,000 or 200,000 shillings is able to actually conduct meaningful business with that money.
The two funds attract an administrative fee of 5%. However, most of the funds were channeled through financial institutions, including banks and SACCOs, pushing up the cost to an interest rate of 8%.
Because banks were making it very difficult for young people to access these funds. So a lot of resources were lying in banks and young people were not able to access it.
The political nature of the funds, whose latest edition is the Uwezo Fund, has however seen the funds administered without proper financial structures.
These are public funds, and so definitely they should be audited. They should be subjected to the highest level of transparency and at the same time compared to alternatives, whether private sector lending or other alternatives for job creation, just so that we can tell whether they're the most cost-effective ways of creating the jobs that we want and whether they're actually achieving the goals that are intended for them.
Congratulations!
The Uwezo Fund was a Jubilee government campaign pledge whose seed capital was the 6 billion shillings budgeted for the presidential runoff. The fund, which will be disbursed through a model similar to the CDF, is expected to benefit 50,000 youth and women. Groups made up of 5 to 15 members will access between 50 and 500,000 shillings to start and grow business ideas.
To date, billions of shillings worth of government allocation have gone into the three state funds. But what message does the concurrent existence of three funds with almost similar targets communicate?
We've had to have the Uwezo Fund as an addition to Youth Enterprise and Women's Fund, telling you that that was either not enough or that model seemed not to have worked.
But the chair of the Youth Fund looks at it differently.
They say the more the merrier. If you see government creates many funds and for their targeting the same group, it means that they take the group seriously, as opposed to one, as in you have choices.
All in all, the intention and purpose of the different funds are clear.
The Uwezo Fund is now active.
How to realize their stated objectives remains the hard nut that needs to be cracked. Partick Igunza for Citizen Business Center.